Welcome to Good to Know. My name's Ashton, and in this video, we are going to explore 5 yoga poses to open your hips. These are 5 hip stretches that are accessible for any level practitioner. So whether you're just starting out or you've been practicing for a while, these yoga poses are my go-to favorites for when you are feeling like your hips are tight, have tension, and you need some release. Let's check them out. Pose number 1, a classic child's pose. Here's how you get into it. On your yoga mat, take your knees wider than your hips, bring your big toes to touch, and allow your seat to drop towards your heels. It may or may not connect, don't worry about it. Now, the further that your knees are spread, the deeper this becomes an opener for your hips. So, take it slowly as you begin to walk your arms forward. And then you decide if you want to turn up or turn down the volume. So allow your forehead to melt down towards the mat. Again, it may or may not connect, and that's okay. But now immediately bring your awareness to your hips and notice if it feels like too much, you can press on your palms, bring your knees a bit closer together. Or if you want a little more, you can take your knees a little wider. Now, if this is too much sensation altogether, then a nice alternative is to bring your inner thighs and knees to touch and then drape your torso down over your thighs. There you have it, child's pose. The next pose is energy freeing pose or knees into chest. So you'll make your way onto your back and hug your knees into your chest. Now you'll notice right away how tight your hips feel based on how close you're able to draw your thighs towards your stomach. Don't worry about it. Just get a good grip of your knees, whether that's with your hands. Maybe you can grasp opposite wrists or forearms, working to one day, maybe clasp opposite elbows, but just breathe deeply wherever you are today. Usually you want to stay in this pose for several breaths. So there you have it. That was knees to chest. Our next pose is a low lunge. So you'll experience this pose in a lot of yoga classes. To do it, you'll bring your foot between your palms, extend your back leg long, and then come up when you're ready. And for this pose today, we're going to try interlacing fingers on top of thigh. And what I like for this hand placement for your hips is it allows you to melt your hips forward and down and just breathe here. Try to stay for 5 to 10 breaths and then do the opposite side. So there you have it, low lunge. Our next pose is a reclined figure 4 pose. What I love about this is it tends to be a more accessible version of pigeon pose, which you'll commonly see taught in yoga classes. So for a reclined figure 4, it's essentially a pigeon pose on your back. So coming onto your back, you'll take your right ankle onto your left thigh, and you want to flex both feet. This protects your knee joint. From here, you're going to thread your right hand through the upside down triangle shape of your legs and then interlace your fingers behind your back left thigh. Now we've got options here. You'll allow your head to rest to the mat. You can gently press your right elbow against your right knee to make this a deeper hip opener. Or if you want it to be more gentle, just don't press the elbow to the knee. And you can also explore straightening into your left leg or keeping it bent. You can pull your legs in tighter towards you. Again, this will deepen your hip stretch. And just stay here for 5 to 10 breaths and then do it on the opposite side. Always remember to keep your feet active, okay? That was figure 4. Our last hip opening pose is Happy Baby. This tends to be a fan favorite. Maybe you've practiced it before. So you make your way onto your back for this pose. And then let your knees fall out to the sides of your ribs. From there, extend your feet towards the ceiling, and then go ahead and grab onto the inner blade of the foot, the outer blade of the foot, maybe your peace sign fingers, grab your big toes, whatever feels more accessible. And then just start by breathing here a few breaths. You can gently rock side to side if that feels good on your low back. And you'll stay here for 5 or 10 breaths, breathing into this stretch. Okay. There you have it, my 5 go-to yoga poses for stretching into your hips. I hope that you enjoyed and found benefit in these. Let me know how you liked them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next Good to Know.